All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Eddie O'Brien, and this is the We Run the State podcast. Today's special guest is one of the top class of 2024 prospects from the state of Ohio. He's also a Pitt 2024 football commit. I'd like to welcome defensive lineman Francis Brewu to the We Run the State podcast. Francis, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me.
Absolutely, no problem.
I know we had a little technical difficulties the first time, so I'm glad you were able
Yeah.
to make it up now. So, of course, there's been a lot of activity within the past 14 days regarding Pitt football. I believe it's been at least, I think, 8 commits during the month of June. And first of all, how does it make you feel? You're already committed, and we'll get into that later. How does it feel to see all these commits? Pledging their commitment to Pitt, and how much were you a part of some of those recruits, choosing to commit to Pitt?
Well, it feels great because you see other people buying in to the Pitt program, and that just shows that I made the right choice because all these other people are making the same choice that I made because we're all seeing the potential to go into Pitt and develop and become the best versions of ourselves. So that's a huge deal to me. And just like if I saw when it comes to recruiting on my part, when I saw someone like put Pitt in their top three, I like send them a DM, like held a Pitt or like come join the Brotherhood and things like that. So I probably played just a tiny part in that.
All right, now you committed back in March of this year. Who was your main recruiter or main recruiters?
My main recruiter, the area recruiter for Columbus, Ohio, is Coach Manilek. Yep, he's is actually from Pickerington, Ohio, and he went to Pickerington North, so he knows the area well. So
Okay, and what were some things that he did, while you two were building a relationship that helped you or was a part of you making your decision to commit to Pitt?
he was just really big on giving me all the information on the table, just feeding me of information and showing me how great of an opportunity Pitt is and how I could go in and get developed under Coach Partridge and how I would perfectly fit in the defensive scheme they run. So he was just big on giving me the information for me to, see and giving more information to my parents and things like that. So we're just completely informed on everything.
Okay, and when you were at Pitt for your junior day visit, I believe this was back in January.
Yeah.
If you can remember, what was your recruiting process at that point? Where was Pitt in your top list of schools, or where did they fit in at that particular point?
So going into that junior day, they didn't offer me going into that junior day. Pitt was always a school that I would say one of my dream schools just because Aaron Donald went there and that's just my favorite player. I think he's one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest. So Pitt was always a dream school of mine. So if that offer came, I knew they were automatically be in that top five or whatever. But going into that junior day, I didn't have the offer, but I ended up leaving with it, and then they just went up the chart because that week for me was a big week. That's when I really blew up, and I think I had gotten about 7 or 8 offers that week.
Who were some of the schools that were coming at you heavy before you ultimately committed to Pitt?
Like Cincinnati, Iowa State, Northwestern, schools like that. Yeah.
All right, and we didn't get to talk, so if you don't mind, letting the audience know, what were some of your reasons, on and off the football field that you ultimately chose to commit to play your college football at Pitt?
On the football field, I would have to say just schematically, it's a great defense for me. It's very vertical, very attacking. It's just a fun defense to play in, and it's very D line oriented. The D line, it's the defense is built around the D line, and it's built for the D line to make plays and have the freedom that a lot of schools don't let their D line have. So that was a big deal for me. And also when it comes to being on the field, just the coaching that I would get with Coach Partridge. He's obviously one of the best D line coaches, if not the best, D-line coach in college football. So that was huge for me, getting the opportunity to be developed by them. And then off the field, I would say just, it really seems like a family up there. Just, everyone seems like they care about each other, and it's a fun environment to be around. Very high energy as well.
All right, and between you and and this is my opinion, between you and Jahsear Whittington, I think that's you guys are two of the best defensive tackles I think that you'll find in anyone's class, regardless of whatever the rankings say, just based on the film I've watched. Do you guys
Appreciate
talk
that.
often?
Uh, yes, sir, we do. We talk a decent amount. Like, we hung out. Me and him were with Coach Partridge during our OV, and so we hung out a lot there. And we were in the room together going over film with Coach P. So that was really good for me and him to just get closer and stuff. And also, like every once in a while, I'll DM him and he would DM me. So we're definitely building up a good relationship for the future.
What are some things he's told you he likes about you as a player, and how will you fit into their defensive scheme?
He really likes my get off and my versatility, as well as my technique and my hands and things like that. Just the way they play, getting off the ball and attacking. He thinks I would fit in perfectly just with my get off, and the way I pass rush as well. Uh, they really teach heavy with the cross chop. That's one of my favorite moves to use. They're double swipe heavy. I'm a double swipe guy as well. Just basically everything they teach, technique wise, is stuff I'm already trying to do and things I'm doing and learning right now. So yeah, he likes my get off, my strength, and the way I play ball when it comes to either pass rushing and run defending as well.
All right, and we talked a little bit about this before we jumped on this interview. How important? I mean, how does it make you feel to have a decision like this, off your shoulders? I would say relatively early, going into your senior season. In fact, even before the end of your junior year school year, but headed into your senior season.
It really feels great just because you have all that pressure unloaded off of your back. Because when you're not committed, you're really stressing every day about, all right, I gotta take this visit, then I gotta take the next visit, and I gotta hit up this coach and keep putting myself out there, and I gotta keep getting more and more information and going in depth when it comes to finding more about these schools I'm interested in. So it's really good. It's a great feeling really to get all of that off my back and just be able to lock in on my senior season and know I've made a good decision when it comes to choosing the school I'm going to play at.
All right, and of course, signing day will be coming up in the near future. But at the time where you decided to commit and you let the coaches know, how did you feel once you realized I'm committing to a school? Um, obviously you got the scholarship offers, but you've decided to commit to a school, and I'm pretty sure this is one of your dreams growing up playing football.
It really felt great. Just being able to play Power Five football at a school I've always liked, and is being able to play in a great program as well with great coaches. It's all a very big blessing. Just being under recruited during my senior season because I didn't have any offers during my senior season, and you know the recruiting process ended up kind of blowing up for me after my season during those winter months, and just being able to see everything and finally pick a school and settle down. It's a dream come true.
Okay, and how much have your high school coaches helped you as far as the recruiting process? Like you said, you didn't have any offers coming into the off season, and then, all of a sudden you're getting all this interest, getting these offers, and like I'm pretty sure it was, I won't say overwhelming, but I'm pretty sure it was a lot to take in at once.
They've helped me a ton, when it comes to either reaching out to coaches, to meeting with coaches when they would come into the school, or talking to coaches on the phone, just putting me out there on Twitter, emailing, DMing coaches. They've helped me out a ton, and they also has been there for me when it comes to taking visits. If maybe my parents can't make it, they volunteer immediately and drop whatever they're doing to take me on whatever visit I need. So they've done everything for me. I really appreciate them.
That's awesome. Now, what are some things that you've been working on during this off season that help you get better as a football player?
Uh, a huge thing for me is like redefining my body. Last season, I ended the season around 245 was my weight, my body weight, and I knew I had to really put a lot of weight on if I wanted to play college ball and really dominate at the level I wanted to. So that was big for me. Now I'm weighing anywhere from 275 to 280 right now, and that's a lot of muscle. I put on a lot of muscle as well, so I feel quicker. I'm a lot stronger than I was last year, so that's been huge for me. And I think I've made a big improvement when it comes to my physical traits and things like that. And technique wise, been really focusing on pass rushing and my craft when it comes to that. When it comes to my hands, to my feet, my footwork, and my hips and things like that.
Hey, I gotta ask, do you have a favorite football player?
What do you say?
Or I said, do you have a favorite football player, or is there a football player that I don't want to say you want to try to be like, but you've watched and I don't want to say, I guess, pattern your game after, or maybe take some things from, or try
Yeah,
to anyway.
I have a favorite football player, and he's a guy I've been trying to model myself after ever since I realized this is what I wanted to do. And I actually got a chance to meet him on my OV, Aaron Donald, the GOAT, greatest of all time. Guy I really look up to. He's just a beast in every aspect of the game when it comes to run defense, when it comes to pass rushing. He's I think he's the most versatile defensive player ever probably, and he's just so good and efficient at what he does. So I really try to study him and try to take things from what he does and put it into my game.
All right, and last question, little brag piece here. What are some things that you feel you bring to the table, or you'll be bringing to the table? And I'm pretty sure you can add on to this list, as the year goes on. But some things you bring to the table as a football player.
Uh, I think the number one thing is being a leader. That's something I take pride in. Just helping out younger guys and anyone who needs help. If anyone wants to put work in, I aim to be a guy they can call, or if they ever need anything, I aim to be a guy that they can call and just really lead by example. It's something I feel like I bring to the table. So being a leader is a big thing for me, and also just when it comes to a football player, just giving my all when it comes to being on the field and preparing for the game. When that comes to watching film and doing all the studying I need to for the upcoming game, that's something I really believe that I really put a lot of effort into is my preparation for the game. And then when I'm on the field, I just, I think I like to say I'm a dominant player, and that's what I bring to the table.
All right, Francis. Well, look, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to come up on the podcast. Great talking with you, and we'll be looking out for you, of course, once the season starts. But thanks again, and definitely wish you the best of luck.
Thank
Uh,
you.
for the rest of this off season, of course, for this upcoming season. But I know we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, for sure.